Well, it's Monday, January 13th, and where else would you expect to find me on a beautiful morning? It's about 40 degrees here in western New York State, in the woods, and I'm just exploring now that most of the snow has melted off. Just checking out the beauty of nature. This is just such a tranquil place. This is my favorite place to hike, and I was just hoping that maybe one of the bucks that seem to run through here might have shed an antler or two. So kind of on antler watch. Get down here a little bit and see what we got. There was a beautiful waterfall down in here. See if I can get down here without falling. Well, there's a little bit of it showing. Still ice. It's a little tiny waterfall here, hidden in the woods. We still got a lot of ice left from the deep freeze that we had last week. But the snow part melted, and I'm glad to see that. I know a lot of you guys, when you hear the word New York, you think of that huge metropolis 400 miles from where I live, 8 hours away, and you don't quite picture this. But this is my part of New York, and I'll take this any day over all that confusion down there where the city is. It's not me. Country boy all the way. Probably a redneck. No doubt that I am. So there's just a little look at what I'm seeing. Thought I might share that with you guys this morning. Starting off my day right. I hope it starts off yours. You know, it's pretty cool when you're exploring the woods and you stumble on things that you really don't know what they are. And here's an example of one right here. This appears to be some sort of a water tank, boiler, whatever. Hard to say what this thing is. Pretty good size though, and it's been here a long time because it's just falling apart, rotting through. See a lot of fittings on here. Lots of rivets, and it does have kind of a stack. Now I'm not sure, maybe they had a sugar bush set up here. Hard to say. Things like this could really tell a story. Now if you go a little further, what I find in here is something even more interesting. Seems to be a stone foundation or rocks that held something, but they've been all shaped. I'll take a look at those real quick here. So maybe that tank was sitting on these or part of this whole deal. One can only guess. But those appear to be made out of concrete. Just kind of scattered helter-skelter in here a little bit. But obviously they served a purpose quite a while ago, and right in this location. This is actually just above the road here, so really don't know what they were doing in here, but that's kind of cool. Well, if I find any more interesting things, I'll turn this back on and we'll take a look at it together. Well, here's a real interesting little spot. You see the trees have really taken a pounding here from all the wind that comes across these fields. Now, way over there in that field, where it's kind of the corn chopped off, I find a lot of arrowheads over there, or at least I used to. It's not as good now because a lot of other folks have discovered they're there, and so it's hard to be the first one on, but now I'm retired, I might have a chance. So yeah, there's some big trees here along the edge of this hedgerow, but never fails. There's always signs that somebody's been here before you. Well, I'm thinking one of the farm workers out in the field right here might have downed that and whipped it into the woods to hide the evidence, but it's not an old one, so I'm going to leave that there. But keep my eyes open for anything of interest. This is definitely a cool place in here, and I don't visit it all that often, even though I do have a geocache in this woods. Pretty cool place, and glad to get a day in the middle of January where I can come and visit. There's a pretty good sign that there's a buck hanging around here. Looks like he's definitely done a lot of rubbing on this little sapling here. So I have to keep my eyes peeled here. I know it's a little early yet for sheds to be dropped, but you never know. I've heard that some people have found them already, and I figured I'd like to be first for once, and hopefully I'll stumble on one. Well, I found something else. Kind of odd that this would be here, but you never know where you're going to find things. It caught my eye. This color of this glass is really nice. I love blue. You know what this is? It's probably a Vicks Vapor Rub bottle, but I'm going to check it out anyway. Oh, it's actually loose. I can't believe it came up, wasn't frozen. So, yep, Vapor Rub. Pretty stuff. I don't know, maybe I can chip the bottom into an arrowhead. I might take that with me. On to the next cool find. I'm sure this little stream has a name. I've never been able to find it, so I'm going to take the honors of naming it myself. A lot of big boulders here, so I'm going to call this stream Boulder Brook. That way I can refer to it as that, and I'll know exactly which stream it is. It's really pretty down through here. I haven't really explored this area a whole lot. Plus we've got a lot more water coming down because of all the rain and recent melt, but this meanders really nicely down through here. So we'll have to see where that stream goes. I do know it'll end up in the Genesee River, so I'm not sure if I'm going to follow it that far. But, yeah, pretty cool little spot.